That giraffe came all the way from Texas. Somebody sent it from Texas. Jennifer's taking it back home with her, and make sure to give it to Justina as soon as she gets out. So before we begin, we just want to thank you. Many of you brought bags and other things that came. May the Lord bless you for your kindness. And we're keeping all of these memories, because when Justina comes home, we want to let her know that we did not forget her, that we remembered her, that we stood with her. So we're taking all pictures and videos, and we're going to start in just 30 seconds. Check. Okay, we're going to begin. Good afternoon. I'm Reverend Patrick Mahoney. I'm director of the Christian Defense Coalition in Washington, D.C., and I am a spokesperson for the Pelletier family, and it is a delight and honor to be here with you this afternoon. And I especially want to thank all of you for coming out and bringing stuffed animals and reminding Justina and sending a powerful message to our legislators. Return Justina home now. Let her come home now. Free Justina now. That's our cry. That is our heart. I had a very emotional experience driving here from Connecticut this morning. I have never heard Justina live before. I've seen her on tapes and videos, and I was driving Jennifer, her older sister, who will be sharing in a moment, and they have their weekly call. Can you imagine a loving family only being allowed to talk to their sister or daughter 20 minutes a week and only seeing her an hour a week? But in any way, on the conversation, it broke my heart, because I could hear Justina say, "Hurry up. Hurry up. Get me home. Hurry up." That is what we are doing right now. We are gathered here, first of all, to tell Governor Patrick, fulfill your responsibility, protect the citizens here, protect people in your state. You can get Justina home today. And we call upon Governor Patrick to do that. To Commissioner Polonowitz of the HHS, Secretary, Commissioner Polonowitz, you said you were putting a reunification plan together. We are waiting for that. That plan should have been put together 14 months ago. We are waiting right now for that plan. We also say this: it is now clear the corruption in DCF, the mismanagement in DCF, the problems with DCF. How do we know that? We'll wait till this ambulance goes by. Stay tuned. How do we know this? Because a short time ago, DCF Commissioner Roche resigns. We've been calling for this for 14 months. This department has been corrupt. They have lost 134 children. They don't know where they are. A third of their social workers are not licensed. Children are dying under their care. And Justina is being unjustly held. So we say simply now, send Justina home. End this nightmare. Let's end it now, today. And so we have gathered here. We will be here until 2 o'clock. These animals are a reminder of this young girl who has had 15 months of her life taken away. 15 months of time with her family taken away. We are gathered here we are delighted and honored to have Justina's older sister with us, Jennifer Pelletier. Many of you might not know Justina has 3 sisters. They're wonderful. Their family is wonderful. We believe in the simple premise of this: parents know better how to take care of their children than the government does. We know that, and haven't we seen it with the tragic loss of these children in DCF? So Jennifer is going to come and share now. Let's welcome from West Hartford, Justina's older sister, Jennifer Pelletier.
Thank you everyone for coming out and supporting my little sister. It truly means a lot to see all of you out here, not just days otherwise. But this is insane that this can happen in the United States to a child that comes from an extremely loving family, that comes from an extremely loving support system. Along with not being allowed to see her family, it's also been with her friends as well. Just recently, she's been allowed to talk to a few of her friends for maybe like 8 minutes. A teenager should be able to talk to any of her friends and her family for no matter how long of a period of time. This is insane that this can happen. This is insane that, you know, that she can be tortured in America. She's never been looked into why she lost her ability to walk under the state of Massachusetts care. Every day that goes by is another day that's lost to regain the function of her legs. She's never been looked into. And Justina wants to walk again. She wants to skate again. She wants to have a trampoline put in her backyard so she can get her legs stronger. How is this a child that does not want to, you know, this is insane. This is not a psychosomatic diagnosis. Justina has true medical issues. All of her medical issues have been diagnosed by professionals over at Tufts and other facilities back in Connecticut as well. She had a stroke at a young age. Justina has memory loss, like short-term memory problems. Justina's also been denied her education. She has an IEP from the town of West Hartford. She's supposed to have year-round schooling. That's been completely taken away from her. Justina's asked to go to school. She's asked to go back to her school in Connecticut with her friends. That's been taken away from her as well. Along with family time, birthdays, holidays, time with my grandmother. Justina used to play rummy, a card game, with my grandmother daily. They had an ongoing tap. She has not played that card game with my grandmother since before February 10th of 2013. My grandmother's 93. That time is something you cannot make up. Along with, you know, time with her pets. Justina doesn't, like, one of her pets has passed away since this has happened. Justina didn't even get to say goodbye, and we haven't been even able to tell her that her cat Mittens passed away because we're not allowed to even discuss our animals or pets medical with her. How is this allowed to happen in the United States? My grandparents, my mom's parents, they left Czech Republic when there was communism. They left to get away from all of that. My grandmother said that this is worse than what she's went through over there. So for my grandmother to actually have to relive and see all this when this is supposed to be, you know, a good time of her life, and she's been crying almost daily. To see what this has done to my family, the emotional toll, the nightmare, it's insane. I don't know how anybody can allow this level of cruelty to be able to go on. For him to allow this, for him to go back to both of his 2 huge houses and not have, I don't understand. All it takes is him to, you know, he can free her within an hour. I don't know what he's been doing these past, we're going on 15 months. This is insane, this is beyond cruel, this is inhumane. This is a child that should deserve to live her life, to be allowed to go freely on, whether it's going on social media, going to the mall with her friends, being able for me to take her on shopping trips like we used to, or I used to teach her in figure skating. So this is disgusting that this is allowed to be going on. At this point, I don't even know. I've said it before. I've said it to the Boston Children's Hospital workers. I've said it to the DCF workers. I've said it online to Deval because that's the closest I've been able to get in touch with Governor Patrick since he won't talk to me. I don't know how any of these people can go home and sleep at night knowing what they're doing to torture a child, along with her family, her friends, and her whole surroundings. But I truly thank all of you for supporting my sister. It means so much. And the numbers keep growing, and I think the numbers need to keep growing in awareness because on in America with anybody. No child should be taken away from their family when they have a loving family. I myself have offered, I've said it almost a little towards the beginning. I'm her oldest sister. I have offered to take care of my sister. I've offered to take care of her in Connecticut. I said I'll move to Massachusetts to take care of my sister. I said it to Justina's attorney. I said it to Boston Children's. I said it to the DCF workers and to the other attorneys. That was completely never even tried. So I know they're supposed to keep a child with their family first, and that never happened. Let alone, I never met one of the DCF workers until April, which was 2 months in, and they never came and even came to our home. My mom's even offered to do a barbecue for them. So bottom line is, this should have never happened. This should have never gone past day one. And I thank you all for supporting my sister. It means a lot.
Thank you, Jennifer. We are delighted to have some Massachusetts state legislators who are here. They have been heroic. There is proposed legislation now. Hopefully it'll be debated this afternoon. Jennifer will be in the Statehouse for that. And I'm just going to have the legislators introduce themselves, and we say thank you for heroically standing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Lombardo, state representative from the town of Billerica. Thank you. I'd like to introduce my colleagues, Representative Jim Lyons of Andover, Representative Shauna O'Connell of Taunton, and Representative Jeff Deal of Whitman. We thank you for coming out and showing your support for Justina Pelletier. It has been almost 15 months that Justina has been in state custody, and that is 15 months too long. We have seen day after day the failures of the Department of Children and Families. Sadly and tragically, we are seeing children dying on their watch, and it is our mission to ensure that Justina Pelletier does not follow in that tragic direction, that instead she gets home to the family that loves her and can give her the care that she needs. And it is time for Governor Patrick to act today, to use his executive authority to have DCF petition the courts to have Justina go home today.
Thank you all again, as Mark just said, for being out here with us today. And thank you, Reverend Mahoney, for everything that you have been doing on behalf of the Pelletier family. Keeping this issue alive, keeping it front and center. This issue will not go away until Justina Pelletier has been reunited with her family. With her family in Connecticut. This nonsense that Governor Patrick wants to blame the courts is absolutely ridiculous. Governor Patrick's administration took this child away from their family. No investigation. They simply went in and said, we know what is better than Lou and Linda Pelletier. That is wrong. Parents have a constitutionally protected right to make medical decisions on behalf of their child. And in this instance, they took those rights away, and worse, they took their child away. Every parent in Massachusetts and in America should be concerned that our government is doing to the Pelletier family what they are doing. We will not rest on Beacon Hill until Justina Pelletier has been reunited with her family in Connecticut. Thank you very much for being here.
I want to thank you all for your strong support and your many prayers for the Pelletier family. And I want to especially thank Representative Lyons and Lombardo for their leadership on this issue and working with the family and you all. As a mother of 2 young daughters, I could not imagine my daughters being confiscated from me by the state government and me not being able to see them but once a week. This is a tragedy for all families and all parents in Massachusetts, and we will stand by you to see that Justina Pelletier is returned back to her family. Thank you all very much.
his leadership on this, confronting the governor to try to have him do what's right, which didn't happen under the current commissioner, or under the previous commissioner now, Olga Roche, who is no longer commissioner of DCF. And I want to thank Representatives Lombardo and Lyons again for their leadership, who are going to be calling today for all members of the legislature, House and Senate, to ask the new interim commissioner to release Justina immediately. That is what we're going to ask and demand. Thank you all for coming out today to make sure that the legislature knows that you support the effort to free Justina. Thank you all.
Thank you, Reverend Mahoney. My name is Andrew Beckwith. I'm the president of the Massachusetts Family Institute, and I'm here because this is a family issue. And I'm also here as a father of 3 young children because I believe, as I think all of you recognize, that the tragedy that's befallen the Pelletier family is a threat to all of our families. I used to be a federal prosecutor, so I understand that before you put someone and incarcerate someone, you have to prove a crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Well, there's been no proof in this case. There's been no transparency from the court. There's been no justice for Justina from DCF, from this administration, or from the juvenile courts. She has had to take her case to the court of public opinion, to us, to be her voice. And I'm so grateful for the Reverend Mahoney and for the legislators here and for her sister for being her voice, for being the voice of the voiceless. So our hope is that soon, very soon, she'll be reunited not only with all these wonderful stuffed animals, and there'll be a glowing picture of her on the Facebook page in the middle of these animals, but also with her family. And that's what we pray for. And thank you for coming here today.
Well, thank you so much for coming. There are several things that we want to announce. First, we're going to be here until 2 o'clock. One of the most powerful things we have to do is educate. And so we have students coming by, residents, and we have a chance to talk to them. That's number one. Number 2, I want you to mark on your calendars May 24th. Circle it, put a star on it. That's Justina's 16th birthday party. We are giving a national call. We're inviting people from all across America to come to Boston, Massachusetts to celebrate the largest Sweet 16th birthday party in the history of Massachusetts. However, we have a greater hope. Our hope is that that party is not spent in Boston, but that by May 24th, Justina will be home. Absolutely. And I have been to the Pelletiers' home. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and they're inviting everyone to come to their home for her sweet 16th birthday if she is home. And I want to just end with this thought. I've spent countless hours at the Pelletier home. They have 3 feisty dogs. One of them's kind of scary, the German Shepherd, but she's not scary to you. You've been around her the whole time. I was terrified the first time I met her.
She's a big baby.
With big teeth. Her grandmother's there. They have a pool in the backyard, a trampoline. Justina spent time there with her family, with her friends. People say, what situation is better? Under 14 months of DCF care, she is now in a wheelchair. She cannot walk. She was not being educated. She could not go to Mass. Compare that with being around her loving family and friends and pets and her situation. This is where she needs to return to. Because it's a simple premise. Families know what's best for their children. And so we encourage you. I want you to continue to phone the governor, although we hear you can't get through on his line, but continue to try anyway. I met with Secretary Polanowitz on Friday. We had a 70-minute meeting. I felt he was sincere in wanting to bring Justina home. We are now awaiting their reunification plan. I encourage you to go to freejustina.com for updates, or A Miracle for Justina on Facebook. On Friday, we are planning an event at DCF we will let you know. The Pelletiers actually may try to go face-to-face to meet with the new acting commissioner. So there's a lot going on. Then in the beginning of June, we're planning on having a major rally. Again, we hope it's a celebratory rally for Justina. We are talking to Glenn Beck and others to come, speaks, senators, members of Congress, other political leaders, Governor Huckabee, so many others, to come and stand strongly. That'll be in June. So please go to the website, freejustina.com. Go to A Miracle for Justina on Facebook. We'll be here. Come share with Jennifer. And later this afternoon, we don't know when, but if you are around, they are going to discuss and debate the legislation put forward by Representative Lyons and Lombardo. Jennifer will be in the audience, and pray that this moves forward. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. Any representatives want to say anything? Well, thank you. God bless you. And we're here until 2 o'clock.